Hi everyone, I'm your host Liddy Dye, and this is Tattoos Across Texas. This weekend we're in New Braunfels for Ink Masters Tattoo Expo. Let's go check it out. Hey guys, I'm with Brian Senna. Tell us where you're from originally.
So originally I'm from and still live in Pueblo, Colorado. I've had a tattoo shop for almost 12 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you the owner?
Owner, yep. Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
And tell us a little bit about your journey, how you became a tattoo artist.
Growing up, would always draw on anything. One of the biggest things I used to do as a kid would draw on newspaper ads on the people and draw little tattoos on them and stuff like that. Got into graffitiing and spray painting and a lot of stuff like that throughout high school. And then, you kind of grow up and you were told you got to get a regular job. And so that kind of happens and you kind of start losing that kid side of you, that art side of you.
Right.
And then I started hanging out with somebody that tattooed people, but he couldn't really draw a lot. So I started doing some drawing for him for people's tattoos. And the moment I seen someone with my artwork on their skin, I knew this is what I wanted to do. And yeah, it's been 12, 13 years and I have not looked back.
Well, we love your work.
Thank you.
And you specialize in black and gray?
Black and gray, yep.
And you competed this weekend?
Not a whole lot. I did enter a piece on Friday, but he wasn't able to stay and actually enter in a category it would have been better for.
Right.
He lived about 2 hours away and he had to work, so I really didn't do a whole lot of competing this weekend. The last show I did was an Ink Master show, and I was able to win Best of Show Black and Gray. So
badass.
yeah, not even if you don't get to even compete, it's not a huge thing anymore. But it's just one of those things that when you do win an award, it's like nice to like a souvenir, show that you've been there and stuff like that. So
it's not bad to win either. So
no, yeah, definitely.
And I noticed that some of the clients here at the Expo or any Expo, they actually are proud of it so much that they want to enter it, even though maybe the artist doesn't want to. And and then end up winning.
Right.
I've seen that happen, a lot. So.
Yep, that's actually kind of what happened. The last show I was at, I did a tattoo on Friday. We were the last people in the convention center, and they're like, "You got to get out of here in like 10 minutes." And I had like at least another 30 minutes left on the tattoo. So I didn't rush, but I got done what I needed to get done.
Yeah.
And it looked good. She was happy with it. I said, give it a couple, 3 weeks or so, and if I have to touch it up and do what I need to do, I will. And she's like, I'm gonna come back Sunday and enter in Best of Show. And I was like, okay, you can give it a shot if you want, but I didn't think I was gonna have a chance just because, I was just doing her, giving her a tattoo, and she showed up Sunday and ended up winning it. So it was pretty cool. It was unexpected. I didn't want her to even enter it because I was like, I wasn't done completely the way I wanted it to be done. And it was done, but I just wanted to put a little bit of icing on it but it turned out for the best.
So have you ever apprenticed anybody along the way? Or is that something you kind of don't do?
I kind of feel like I've never had an official person to come in the shop and say, like, you are my apprentice. But, I feel like even myself, tattooing as long as I've been tattooing, I've learned some stuff from people that have been tattooing for just a couple years, you know what I mean? But there is a guy in our shop now, Aiden, who's relatively newer, and he's a good artist, but he's more of an illustrated artist, hasn't been doing a lot of realism.
Okay.
So we kind of been, as a shop collective, been kind of apprenticing him on the realism, and he's like kind of progressing into that now. So,
nice.
Yeah. So somewhat of an apprentice, but not.
Kind of a mentor, really.
Mentor, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Other than Ink Master expos, what others do you attend?
Other expos, so definitely Ink Masters, probably my favorite conventions to do. Ray and Teresa are awesome people. I think we've been doing their shows for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
We started with just one show a year to 7 shows to 1 year. I think I did 23 conventions in 1 year. Bill and Arts is another circuit I do travel with. Homeward Bound is another one of my favorites. We did one in, I think actually the only one's in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was in a casino. And it was an amazing time. The owners of that show are really cool people too.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. I've done some, other conventions, Inked Out, New Jersey, Carnival of Ink, the Colorado Tattoo Expo, a couple one-off conventions. But I got to say, as far as the circuit, and as far as, clientele, art, money, everything, Ink Master has been my favorite.
Ours too. Not just because they're over there, but no, we mean it. It's badass. It feels good. It feels like the good vibe. Everybody gets along. It's really nice here.
It's kind of cool because it's almost like when you do a Ink Master show, it's almost like you're doing a show with your whole shop. You know what I mean? And we see each other, and that's kind of one of the perks of traveling and doing conventions. And if you're an artist and you don't travel a lot, you know what I mean? It's so nice to actually travel and see art from other areas and regions. You get so stuck in what people are doing around your shop in your town, and you know, when you actually travel, you can see like other art forms and stuff like that. And we were actually talking about that earlier. I kind of remember the start of like pepper shading, illustrated tattoos. Like it's been around for a long time, but just like the mandala, peony style tattoos. I remember when watercolor tattoos kind of started being a thing. And like, you want me to tattoo and color outside the lines? That freaked me out. But you know, when you get to travel and do conventions and stuff like that, it's you know, you learn that stuff, and it definitely expands your knowledge and that networking. And it's like when you travel, you get to see people from all over the country you might not see every time. When you get to see each other, it's like even better. And not to mention the food, you get to try food different areas.
Yeah, right. Well, do you like the food here in Texas?
It's pretty good, yeah.
It better be. No, it is.
It's definitely good. There is a taco truck down the street that we've been attending every night after the show, and it's been a pretty nice treat. So
we're gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so something else I want to talk to you about. Tell me about steel forged bullies.
As a kid, I grew up loving pit bulls. I had a pit bull when I was younger. You know, when my dog had passed away, I kind of got out of dogs for like 10 years, you know what I mean? It was like my son, basically, you know, their family. And, you know, believe it or not, somebody I used to travel with, did tattoo conventions with, he had a couple bullies. This was back in, like, I think Houston about 4 years ago, and I was like, man, I want to get another pit bull, but, you know, no one really does pit bulls anymore. They're bullies, which a pit bull and a bully is a completely different dog. Bullies did come from pit bulls, but there's a lot of distinct factors that are different as far as the muzzle, the shape, the head shape, the body size, stuff like that. So yeah, about 3-4 years ago, actually 5 years ago is when I got my first bully, when I left, seen those bullies in Houston. And I had a standard bully for about 3 years, and he's my boy. Had fun with them, and I had a neighbor approach me and wanted a puppy off of him. I go, well, if I'm going to do puppies and get more dogs, I'm going to get a micro bully. Yeah, from there, I found myself another boy, and we started doing a lot of shows, and it kind of slowed down my tattoo traveling this year. I used to do, like I said, like anywhere from 11 to 20 tattoo conventions a year. Yeah. But now I'm traveling to do a lot of dog shows around the country too.
I saw that on your Instagram.
Yeah.
They have their own conventions and expos.
They do. Yeah. They actually had one this weekend that I really wanted to go to, but you know, I got to kind of still do tattoo conventions and balance that out a little bit, so I wasn't able to go. But my main boy, Motivo, he's my dog. He did get his championship title last, I think it was 2 weekends ago in Peoria, Illinois at the BRC show.
Wow.
We're going to do nationals in November in Springfield, Illinois, so I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Well, did you bring any, or you couldn't find
I almost did. Yeah. I almost brought my Motivo with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had to stay at home just to rest up a little bit. You know what I mean? He's been traveling to shows quite a bit. And,
wow, he's quite the star.
Yeah, definitely. And he's so cool. Like, he could be right here and he'll just be laying down and hanging out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's a good boy.
So, what's next? You're traveling with Ink Masters to their next expos?
Yep. So, my next convention is going to be in Denver, Colorado. It's a home show for me, so it's going to be kind of nice not having to go too far. But that's going to be in July. I do have a dog show in July, too. I think that's going to be in Nebraska. And then I believe my next conventions are going to be in Alaska. So with the Ink Master, we're going to be up there for about 3 weeks. We're going to be tattooing for, I think, 3 to 4 days, taking a couple days off to do some fishing and some four-wheeling, and then tattooing again.
It sounds like fun. I wish I could go. Well, you never know. You might just make a trip.
You should go. You know what I mean? It's a bucket list thing to do. And that's something I'm going to say, too, like with tattooing and stuff like that. Like, that's why we're so privileged, because you know, a lot of people they get stuck at work. They get stuck working 8 to 5, clocking in, and they have a vacation once, maybe twice a year. And sometimes on their vacation, they don't go nowhere. They're at home, a staycation, working on their house, which is fine and stuff like that. But you know, with I want to say it's kind of like a secret of life. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I don't work at all. I feel like I get to do what I want to do, like a big kid. That's why I say like a big kid. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? What I'm getting at is, you know, I've been to Alaska 4 or 5 times, and the hardest part about me going to Alaska, other than being away from, you know, my girlfriend and my dogs and family, is going there and seeing people that are in their 70s, 80s, 90s in wheelchairs, oxygen, and I look at them and I know they're there because it's their bucket list place to be. And you know, I'm happy for them to get to see it, but don't waste that time.
Yeah.
I mean, go do these vacations, go see these places. Now that you're young, that you can enjoy it. I know money is always and time and work's a thing you got to get around, but like my dad always says, you have to make time for what you want to make time for. You know what I mean? And that's one of those things. So go do it.
Do you have any advice for any new tattoo artists that are trying to maybe do, you know, your style of tattooing?
Yeah. So man, advice. There's so much advice to give and say. But the biggest advice I could give you as a new artist is find those people that you respect their work and good people, and take those good things from them. And the stuff that you see, like, man, why are they doing that? Or like, that's not good.
Right.
You know, don't do that. You know what I mean? And learn from other people's mistakes. You know what I mean? And learn from their rewards. So that's the biggest advice I could give is, you know, just be humble and learn, and you know, learn the good stuff and you know, ignore the bad stuff.
Right. Well, that's really good advice.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate meeting you. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And hopefully we'll get to go see you in Colorado or Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Colorado's pretty cool. You got to go there too.
Oh yeah. Everything's free over there. Not like that, but you know what I mean.
Very open.
Right. Oh yeah. Let us know your Instagram.
So my Instagram, Facebook, and email and website is pretty much all the same. It's my name, Brian, B-R-I-A-N, Sena, S-E-N-A, tattoo. If you don't know how to spell tattoo, then you should probably not be looking me up.
Nope. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Appreciate it.